Hey everyone, welcome back to another adventure with our family, the Leopards. This episode, we are at Uretiti Beach, the start of the Northland region in New Zealand. It's a beautiful, safe beach for swimming, the fishing's good, there's cool shelves on the beach, and just 100 metres or so from the camping area, well, clothing's optional. Now when I say the fishing was good, we hooked onto some big fish.
Bloody hell, that thing, what is that? Pull the whole rod over, oh my goodness.
The last video was our wrap up of 55 weeks down south in the mountains and the lakes, enjoying some of the most beautiful places to camp in the world. We've spent a few weeks since getting off the ferry on the 4th of February, visiting with friends and family, to now 3 weeks later travelling to Northland, the top of the North Island, anticipating a longer stretch of summer weather in warm water.
Hey everyone, it has been 3 weeks since I last picked this camera up. That's how long we've been in the North Island since we left the Great South Island. We've been visiting family and friends the last few weeks, but now we are voyaging to Northland. So we're going to go hop in the truck. It's getting near the end of summer now, so we're going to go hopefully have a bit of an extended warm period up there with some swimming, some surfing, boogie boarding, fishing. So let's go hop in the truck and go. We are currently in Rotorua, where we have our house, which is rented out. So it's been quite surreal being back in our hometown for the last week, staying with some friends. But today is a pretty long drive from us, from Rotorua to Uretiti.
Time for the sad part, leaving our friends.
Riley, how have you enjoyed doing back in Rotorua?
It's very good to be back from where we used to live and seeing our friends.
For us, this was definitely quite the long drive north, 355 kilometres. It was going to take us nearly 6 hours to do the whole trip towing the caravan. And we timed it perfectly because State Highway 1 was closing over the Brendevin Hills for 9 weeks the next day. What a day to leave Rotorua. It was pouring down when we left.
It's time to get away. I wanna see it all. The world is open wide. I wanna feel alive. I hear adventure call. Hey, hey, what are you saying? Feels like a perfect day. Get lost and find our way. We camp out in our cars, sleep under the stars. Feels like the world is ours. Oh yeah. This is the good life. This is the good life. Follow the desert roads to where no man goes. We can see it all. Drive on through the night and look up at the brighter sky. Can you hear adventure call? Saying, feels like a perfect day. Get lost and find our way. We camp out in our cars, sleep under the stars.
Yeah, we made it. It smells tropical up here. Definitely humid and warm. If you're wondering why we've gone from the South Island all the way to Northland, well, go back a couple of years on the videos. We've done quite a bit of the North Island, but we also have kind of fast-tracked our way visiting family. And so now we wanted to come up here for the end of summer.
So we're pretty lucky to have the dock pass, which cost us $560 for our family for a full year of camping at the majority of the conservation camps in New Zealand. Pretty much 10 days at one of the camps covers the cost for the rest of the year, so it feels like you're camping for free from then on. You can only stay 7 nights in a 30-day period though, which is more than enough for us. We were pretty keen to park as close to the beach entrance as we could. It also means you're the furthest away from State Highway 1, which you can hear from this campsite. And then time to get the caravan nice and level using our trusty can hack. If the can doesn't roll, then we're pretty sweet.
Cracked the leveling can. It was 6 hours to get here, so it's a long haul.
We were also joined by Soph's parents, Owen and Lisbeth, and our nephew Noah, who you'll see in the next couple of episodes.
It's nice to be back up here. This is the first kind of spot we came when we left our house. We were highly stressed 2 years ago. Came up here before we flew out to the States, and it was bliss. It was middle of May, but it was still pretty warm up there. So this is the last week of February, and it's good. It's nice to be here. Soph, any thoughts?
Feels a bit like full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah, but nice to be back.
What about you?
She's rocking her birthday haircut.
We thought that we had outrun the rain, but it found us. Welcome to Northland. But the next day we were greeted by the sunshine and we got to do all of the things that we'd love to do when we're at the beach.
Talk so loud in silence is where you're found. When she comes around, I'll be ready. When she comes around, I'll be strong. Since she's been around.
So welcome to Uretiti Beach. It is a clothing optional beach if you go just past the campsite down the way. It's a really long beach. I think it's about 16 kilometers I've run to either end. People are pretty respectful. I guess there's not many options, is there, of places that you're allowed to go to the beach and not wear any clothing, so people make use of this spot. The ocean's warm, the sun's usually out, and people are pretty respectful. Definitely braver than me. You wouldn't see me taking my clothes off in front of everyone, but good on them. The kids have definitely been a bit intrigued, wondering, are those people down there got no clothing on? Yep, so it's a good conversation to have. Some people, that's just what they like, isn't it? But one thing's for sure is that this is a very, very beautiful beach. It's really nice and safe. Heaps of really beautiful shells on the shore. It's a cool spot.
Memories that find my will. When she comes around, I'll be ready.
Sweet everyone, well, we've come down to the beach. Thought we'd try our luck having a bit of a fish. Got some fresh bait today. The sun hasn't come out, unfortunately, but we will try our luck anyway. The water temperature is so much warmer up here in Northland than our last swim in the South Island. Oh, we're onto something here. Oh, got a fish on, which is good. Go to Bream Bay. Not find out if it's anything decent. Not fighting too hard. It might be a little.
It's not little. It's quite big. Stupid. Dad.
Well, pretty happy with that. First cast, first fish. Nice to get some fresh fish. Good stuff.
Dad said it was going to be little, but it's actually big.
All right, let's see if we can catch another one.
Normally catching one fish just isn't quite enough to feed all of us, so it's always good if you can get two. I always like to walk my fishing line out as far as I can, just so that way I'm casting into a little bit deeper water, hopefully giving myself a bit more chances to catch something.
All right, we got a fish on. Toby's reeling it in. Is it fighting, Tobes? Keep reeling, don't let it go slack. Keep going, Tobes. Keep going.
Is it too small?
Keep winding. Did not expect to catch a fish down here this morning at high tide. I thought low tide would be our time. Me and Soph's dad, Olpa, we've got a little burley box we're going to plan to walk out at low tide and then try and cast our lines onto it and see if that will attract a few extra fish. Cool, so we are going to fillet this kahawai now. Kahawai, pretty easy to fillet. You kind of just run your knife down the spine, get the flesh out. Well, we'll show you how to do it, eh?
I always like to remove the scales. I normally do that down at the beach and just try and scrape them all off with my knife. But I just run the knife down the spine and you kind of just follow. You can feel all of the bones that kind of get in your way. You're just removing the meat and hopefully keeping it as transparent as possible, so that way you're not leaving any meat on the skeleton. You just make a little cut at the end, hold on to the skin, and hopefully your knife's sharp enough you can get it all off without leaving skin on the meat, unlike what I just did there.
Yeah.
And usually right around the top part there's a few little bones that poke out. You can feel them if you just run your finger through there. Just remove that little bit and you've got a nice boneless fish fillet.
Alright team, this is our little burley cage that we've got here. So I filled it up with the kahawai frames that we caught earlier. A bit of rope attached to a milk bottle so that we can retrieve it tomorrow, because it will stay out there for the whole of the high tide. So we'll go and see if it works.
Sitting down and re-watching this, I just realised we are such amateurs. This idea just was not going to work. The theory works, but this just didn't.
How hopefully feeling about this, Olpa?
About a 12 kilogram snapper would be alright. Failing that, a 10.
Alright, so the theory is this is our anchor, this is the box with the burley. We've got our milk bottle that's going to float on the top so we can go and find it all tomorrow after hopefully catching a 12 kilo snapper.
So I thought I was being so brave walking this thing way out past the break. It was about shoulder depth when I decided to finally throw it out, but we had some problems with the milk bottle that was so buoyant that it just kept washing our little bucket back to shore. Now we didn't want to take it so far out that at high tide we could nowhere near cast our lines to it. So we had to go like somewhere in between. This whole contraption was a massive learning curve for us, but a good idea in theory.
Don't think the box is heavy enough. I think that milk bottle is going to end up bringing the whole thing back. The good thing is we already caught a couple of fish, right? So we're already winning. I think Olpa got a bit keen on casting close to the little fishing burley catcher there, because he landed straight on top of it and now it's on the beach with us. Which is probably a good thing because it's a bit too light anyway. It's kind of getting washed into shore. So we might put a bit more weight in it and try again.
So the burley box was a massive bust. So it was time to head back to the caravan to cook the kahawai that we had caught earlier in the day. A bit of crumbed fish for Soph and Riley, and then me and Toby, we were going to have some battered fish.
We're having wraps.
Wraps is a bit of a family favourite for us and such an easy camping meal. We often will just get a bag of supermarket salad, coleslaw, mix it up, put some meat in it. Yum.
Looks perfect to me. Alright, we'll leave you there for the day, team. See you tomorrow.
I want this last time to be the last time, baby.
Alright, got ourselves a nice size snapper. Definitely a good legal one. That'll be some good burgers tomorrow. Woo! Way to go, Olpa, he's on now.
We fished a few of the nights that we were here and we noticed once the sun had gone down, the fishing improved immensely.
You know what I must be dreaming, oh, but I can't believe it.
Bugger, the one that got away, eh? Oh, well, he'll be keen to get back out there, I'm sure.
But then it was only seconds later and I was hooked onto something real big.
Bloody hell, that thing, what is that? Pull the whole rod over, oh my goodness. The line is going.
It was just peeling my line off the reel and a little tighten and ping. It's this time of day that the sharks come out and they take a nibble on your bait and they take your whole trace and you end up losing all of your tackle. We did a couple more casts and it just got too late in the day because we lost another couple of lots, so it was time to call it a day.
Sweet, well we are heading to go and do a few jobs. We are leaving here tomorrow to go to a bit more of a secretive, secluded spot called Whananaki South. We are going to go and do some laundry. You can do laundry here at this campground, which is pretty helpful. And we're going to head into Waipu to get a few extra fresh groceries to take, because I don't want to have to try and find parking in Whangarei, which is a bit of a bigger town, biggest town in Northland, and trying to park the caravan in there on a Saturday is probably a nightmare. So I think we're just going to top up, get a few things done around here, so that way we're sweet for the next week. So one handy thing about this dock site is that they have laundry facilities here, which is pretty handy. But one thing that's so annoying, all the dock camps in New Zealand, unless it's in a national park, have removed all rubbish and recycling facilities. So then you got to try and find, like, if you're full time on the road, you got to get rid of your rubbish somewhere. You can't just take it home. So it is a bit of a problem. We're going to head to the main dump and see if we can get rid of it there. Well, that's pretty easy. You just give them $5 in your laundry and they do it for you. Even better.
We found the rubbish and the recycling, which was good because man, can it store up real quick when you've got 5 people in a whole week. So we got rid of all of our stuff here, which was great.
Sweet, well that was easy. The guy let us dump our rubbish for free and recycling's free, so that is good. One job done. Sweet, well we came to Ruakaka. There's a Fresh Choice supermarket here, stocked up on our groceries. Got Sophie's little glow heart lollies, they're like her favourite, so if I see them I always get them for her. It's a pretty good little shopping centre here at Ruakaka with the Fresh Choice. There's a pharmacy, there's a couple of bakeries and cafes, the bottle shop, and even a couple of takeaways, so good option.
This was our last day here at the campsite, so it was nice to have been able to get a bunch of the jobs done before we leave the following day. It was a really nice evening for us to farewell this place, or for this place to farewell us. The next morning we arose to a beautiful sunrise, which meant we were in for a great day, right? Riley and Jade decided to go with Olma and Olpa to Whangarei to do some jobs and to have brunch with them, and we were left with the boys.
These are the hot showers. You gotta pay $2. And then show the cold shower and tell them about the cold charge free.
Sweet, we decided that we'll fill up here at the beach before we head out. It's about 70 kilometres to where we're going. Don't usually like towing with full tanks, but there's not really any, well, there's no water where we're going, and there's not even a close option. It's pretty straight and flat to where we're going, so should be an easy tow still.
Not really sure how I feel about this episode. It was a bit of an interesting one. It was nice to catch some fish. But next time we're in Whananaki, and it is just a beautiful spot that we can't wait to share with you. Alright, have a great week everyone. Until next time.